Good morning, one and all. Ignore my messy background. I just haven't had a chance to get up and clean it yet. Still haven't come up with a new intro, so I'll just say today we're talking about an update on psychic abilities. No, kind of shifting away from the G.A.T.E program thing because I'm not really interested in researching it too much. Plus, other than actual psychic downloads, I can't really find any more information. I can just find people giving skeptical or giving their analogies or what they believe they found. I have yet to have anyone actually come out and say, hey, yeah, I was a trainer, and I've studied you, blah, blah, blah. If you do want a little bit of that, I can tell you a memory resurfaced when I was in middle school. So I was saying, I always had weird, spoopy shit happening to me as a kid. But the time that I was pulled into the G.A.T.E program, I was homeschooled. I had immune deficiency issues, so I couldn't actually go to school without getting sick. And I would be out a good chunk of the year. So we tried when I was in kindergarten, failed. I missed literally half the year. So they just pulled me out. Tried again in 4th grade, went about half the year, and I was pulled out. But that's when they found me. And that's when I started taking those classes with the headphones, and my art teacher is the one who discovered it, whether she knew it or not. Maybe she was a part of it. I don't remember her name. But I remember them having a conversation with my dad. He came to get me, and he's sitting there watching me draw, and the teacher goes, Adam, and again, this is not ego, this is what she said. She said, Adam is excelling very fast at art. He's exceptional. And that's what the G.A.T.E program is. Some kind of program about exceptional people and kids and students. And basically, artists tend to be more sensitive, so they pick out the people who excel in art. Kind of like Beethoven. Beethoven was an effing genius. No one can argue that. He was exceptionally gifted. Just beyond measure. But he's an artist. People like that. I mean, you don't have to be an artist to be a genius, just artists show that they have different input-outputs than most people. Just like autistic people. Autistic people have to have specific input-outputs for them to function, or else their world sometimes feel like it crumbles. I'm not trying to paint them as fragile, but I'm autistic, so I do have some frame of reference. Not completely just talking out my butthole here. Which leads into the next thing. I originally, as a kid, wanted to develop psychic abilities. I didn't realize it as a kid, but I wanted him out of control. Everyone lives whatever life they live, and unfortunately, most of us live not a great one. There's just so much hatred and anger out in the world that everyone's got a story. I feel like there's more people who have a bad life or bad things happen to them than good. That could just be an outlook I have. Could just be because I was on that side of the fence. But because I had trauma and stuff like that, I thought having psychic abilities would be so cool. Because, for instance, reading people's mind. I would be able to sense danger and know what people thought of me, and possibly conform better. I'd be able to be what people wanted, kind of thing. I'd be able to detect what they want or what they're trying to get from me, or a way to protect myself. I wanted to see the future. Who doesn't want the future? That's been an old idiom not an idiom. But whatever. It's been a perspective people have wanted for years. Because they think knowing the future gives them some sense of control. Here I stand, not actively developing telepathy, but it has been awakening within me. And I've been able to see and sense fragments of futures. Now, awakening to this ability, it's not what we thought, because there is infinite possibilities. And if you've read Dune, D-U-N-E, or watched the movie and they portrayed it properly, Eventually, the main character, Paul, uses his psychic vision, and then realizes he traps them in a reality based off his visions. Because he didn't see far enough into the future. He finally got a glimpse and saw, wow, I fucked up. It's like, I'm about to kill my planet. I thought I was doing good. I was following this future I saw in my mind, and it turns out it's actually going to kill the planet. So he passed it off to his son and said, yo, dude, please fix my mistake. Like, I screwed up, break my dream, change reality once again. So that's what his son does. He actively actually changes the future that his father set in motion. So if you've ever watched anime, there's an anime called G.A.T.E or something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing it. But it's a pink-haired student with green toggles on his head and green shades. If you watch that anime, he's like overly powered psychic. He can do whatever he wants. It's kind of cool. Kind of funny. And, you know, watching the anime, it's like, oh, that'd be so cool. It's not. I realize my telepathy is getting to that point. Or at least that's where it starts. He explains it as being able to hear everyone with a certain mile radius. And it's just constant noise. Constant noise. But he says he learned to live with it and just kind of accepted it. And if he truly wanted, he learned how to single it out and be like, okay, I'm in this classroom. If I wanted to hear his voice, I would silence or dampen the rest of it and just kind of leave him up. It's like turning down the volume on every channel except one, which takes a lot of mental fortitude. And I've noticed that within myself is, of course, people are trying to convince me of schizophrenia, but I can hear people's thoughts. It would often happen when I go to bed, right as I'm laying down, because that's when I'm relaxed. That's when I'm no boundaries, everything's just kind of turning off and relaxing, and I would essentially fall asleep with my psychic barriers down. I'm working on that. But that's normally when I would hear the voices. Well, lately it's happening during the day. And of course my family watching this like, oh, he's going crazy. Because I think my dad actually diagnosed or was diagnosed with schizophrenia. But the way I know it's different and I'm not crazy, or at least in that aspect, is because it's becoming more precise. I've realized the more I'm grounded, if it's on, it's become super precise. The other day I was at Walmart, and I, was having a bad day, and I allowed it to show in my face. Like, I hate doing that, because I look scary. Look like I want to, shank someone. And that's just my face. I have one of those faces. So I allowed myself to be angry. I just didn't take it out on anyone. I just let it show in my face, let it show in my body. Something I've been working on too. And as I was walking out of Walmart, one of the young male greeters, he looked about 20 to 25, pretty young dude. I saw him from the corner of my eye. He looked up from his phone and just kind of looked back down. And I hear, wow, that guy looks really pissed off. It's like, I'm gonna ignore that, because, if you ever call them out, they get scared. Just like, I didn't hear that. Or some days, I'll be walking in a mall or something, and a lady passes by and goes, oh, he's cute. It's like, yes? Hello? Which one of you was that? Come here. Say it to my face. And I've noticed certain things like that, and I'm not trying. We'll go into that too. The future thing actually sucks. Like I said, you think it's good, you think it's cool, because we want to know what the future is so we can always be prepared. I feel like it's become a trap. Knowing the future doesn't help you solve it. Sometimes you can be as prepared as you want to be, but it doesn't change a thing. And I don't mean to be pessimistic and bring you down. It's just seeing the future gets to the point you realize some things just have to happen. As much as we try to kick and fight and refuse certain outcomes, like, say, a relationship that's going south. Because along that, you also have insight of seeing why and how it happened. Or hopefully you do. That's where the wisdom comes in. Seeing the future is the power, using it and learning mistakes. Because I've unintentionally, sometimes intentionally, tried to fight the future that I see. And it gets to a point, it's like, look, this is why this is happening. And I'm just like, I know, it sucks, and I don't want to go through this. And it's like, but it's necessary. And I'll know this feeling because sometimes I try to fight the future, and I get resistance in a not-so-good way. And I'm just like, all right. We'll go along this path. That's fine. So honestly, the future freaks me out. Motion City soundtrack. That's a song. The future freaks me out. I guess that just popped in my head for a reason, so. It's a pretty good song, I like it. I'm on fire, and I think I'm ready to bust a move. Anyways. So. Let's not get a storm. Anyways. So developing these psychic powers, and again, I'm not intentionally developing it. I actually feel like a bad person. I didn't mean to. What I want, as of this point, is telekinesis. I'm working on that too. Being able to move things with my mind, because that's just fun. I just perceive that as fun and lazy. I would love to be lazy. I mean, imagine sitting on the couch and just floating the remote over to your hand, and it's like, boink, there it is. So I still wanted to use it in a sense of control. But, yeah, I broke myself opening all these abilities. Nobody really gets to teach you how to do it. You gotta teach yourself. And like I had stated previously, there has been times I feel like I'm going crazy. I've even asked some teachers, like, I know some people who are telepathic and stuff, and unfortunately, not out of hate or anger or judgment, they aren't willing to help me to a degree, because I have to kind of figure it out myself. Sort of. It's hard to explain. It's not like those cool movies where you just find a mentor and they're like, oh yeah, do this, and then you become a master. No, I'm over here sorting shit myself. It's a little difficult. Oh yeah, so we were going to go back to the original. I'm willing to share this story now. I may have shared it once or twice, but we'll share it now. When I lived with my younger sister in one of our apartments for a little while, and it turns out it was haunted. She's also had some paranormal stuff, and I kind of blame that on myself too, because we are the closest to blood siblings. We're blood siblings. I have an older sister, but she only has half my DNA because she's half sister. So my younger sister may not admit it, but I think she is spiritually sensitive too. A little more than she would like. And she takes pills to repress it. Not intentionally, just I don't think she knows what's going on, so. But she's always had spiritual stuff too. Even after she moved from the family. Because I had assumed it was me. Most of this weird goopy stuff happens because the family experienced it too. Like, I ended up haunting one of my houses, and it tormented my parents. Partially because I asked it to. We're gonna let that one go. Sorry, guys. I'm the reason they moved houses. I haunted the house. I'm sorry. I can't exactly tell them this either. I can't be like, hey, back in blah blah blah. They're gonna be like, A, you're crazy. B, what the f. Anyways. So I was living with my sister for a month or so. She had a haunted apartment. Because I had things messing with me there. And one night it was even poking me in my side. So one day my sister comes home and I look at her and I'm like, is your apartment haunted? She just stops. Yeah. Ah, okay. So we had a discussion about that. That was fun. It seemed like a friendly ghost, kind of like a Casper. And I felt bad because I scared the shit out of it. I scared a ghost. But at the time, I was reading a lot of H.P. Lovecraft. I know how crazy this is going to sound, but I just got done reading The Call of Cthulhu. And in that story, it also talks about the same thing I was talking about. All these artistic types, not autistic, artistic, painters, musicians, people like that, were going to a therapist. And he actually started documenting studies about it in the book. But he had noticed people who were more artistically inclined began seeing visions of this entity called Cthulhu. And he researched it and found out, because he started getting the weird visions too. Again, it's because the artistic have a more creative mind. Something about their brain chemistry just being different makes them more susceptible to everything, good and bad. It's just they're more sensitive. I'm apparently extremely sensitive, and it bugs the crap out of me, which will lead to that point. I didn't tell her about this again because people are going to think I'm crazy. But for those who also have telekinetic, any kind of abilities, I'm beginning to distinguish between what is close range, what is far range, and what is not human. Because at that time, I had a booming voice in my head. And here's the way I know it's different. It's because the way they talk and the presence and the way they feel. I have distinguished because I have an inner monologue. So sometimes I'm trying to convince myself the voices I hear are just an inner monologue of me. It's not. I know because of the way they talk and the way they act, the energy they give off. I'm just like, that's not me. That's not how I talk. That is not me. Well, I had this booming voice in my head that sounded older than time itself. I can't explain it, it's just the way it spoke. And it was very threatening, intimidating presence. It went on for 3 days and nights until, but again, every time I'd lay in bed, I'd start drifting off. Child! I'm like, what is this? And it was trying to communicate to me. I was like, no, finally, after like a couple of nights, I go, alright, psychic barrier, fuck off, go away. I just kept imagining like a psychic bubble around my brain. After 3 or 4 days, it stopped. It lost connection, and I haven't heard it since. But I had realized the frequency is a entity, not a person. And again, I'm starting to realize how dead people sound too. So it's really tough. As I was saying earlier, I actually scare myself a little bit, and part of me is refusing these gifts. Because, well, it's scary. It's terrifying. I finally got these abilities that I wanted, and now I'm like, no! Fuck you! Stay over there! Leave me alone! But unfortunately, it's just a part of me. It's a part of me now. In fact, I'm actually inadvertently preventing it from happening in a sense, because it's scaring me, because the point is, I just kinda have to accept it. This is the path I'm on now. There's a reason I'm able to do these things. So what I have to do is essentially accept that part of myself. It's almost like shadow integration. Because I genuinely feel like a bad person. I'm peeking into people's brains without meaning to. That is not okay. I like privacy. I like my privacy. I don't particularly like people hearing my brain, whether it's because I am thinking thoughts I shouldn't or just a sense of privacy. We believe thoughts are our own, and that's one thing that no one can take away from us. That is also incorrect. People have been brainwashing us and fucking with our brains for millenniums. The government's known about this for years, and they use psychic propaganda, they use psychic abilities to manipulate people. Government, police, the system, as we say. Not to paint an evil picture, because I know there's people out there too who do it good. Do it well, for good. And I don't mean the psychics that you see on the side with the tarot cards. I mean full-blown. Although that is part of it, there are, of course, certain fakes, and some people... You don't have to be psychic to read a tarot card, is what I'm saying. But using your psychic abilities makes it a lot stronger. I actually did a couple of really good tarot the other day, and they said it was 100% on point. I did 2 right in a row, and they're both like, whoa. So that's using a little bit of psychic intuition and a couple other things I had to use. Basically, I say it a couple of times. It's like opening Pandora's box. Really depends on who opens it and what happens. Because the story used to be, it could either be really good or really bad. You know, like, okay, as long as it comes off. It could be either really good or really bad. Some people see it as a ultimate cure or a gold or a treasure. Some people see it as just a box of calamity and chaos that will destroy the world. It's not just Pandora's box, it's Schrodinger's cat. Pandora's box is the precursor to Schrodinger's cat. You don't know what's in the box till you open the box. Same concept. Is the cat alive or is the cat dead? Well, the cat is both. It's both. So, you can't open the box, because in that state, the cat is fractured. Now we're kind of getting all sciencey. The cat's fractured. And the being in that state has fractured him, so he is both dead and alive. Existing in 2 states in the same time. The point of that is, when you open the box, you don't just get one side. You get one or the other. Only because of your perception. But if you open the box, you can get both. If you're open to both. It's kind of beauty of the eye of the beholder thing. So, although these gifts are absolutely terrifying, and I'm not trying to harm people with them, I am gifted in learning how to use them and control them. Just like any other new skill, it's scary in the beginning, and frustrating. So I guess I'm recording this to say I accept it. I'm doing my best. I can't even explain all the different abilities that are kicking in. Like I said, it kind of feels like I trapped myself in this. You know? We think it's cool, and then it turns out you see the man behind the curtain, and you're like, oh, fuck. Oops. And then you get the knowledge, and you're just like, like they say, you stare into the abyss, you stare into the void. It really does see you back. And again, I'm not trying to scare you, but think about what you're doing before you do it, kind of thing. One thing I learned from H.P. Lovecraft is people touched things that they shouldn't have when they weren't ready. That's part of the seeing the future that kind of sucks, is seeing your future when you're not ready to deal with it. Again, sometimes I see the future to change things that I'm supposed to change. Sometimes I'm supposed to just let it happen. And if you're not in a position that you can be okay with that, you struggle, you fight, and you try to change, and you try to control it, and you realize that it's pointless. Not in a bad way, it's just, again, some things have to play out the way they do. And kind of feels like a burden, almost. A curse that I've put upon myself. And again, that's just a narrow perspective. Part of me refusing the gifts. So, I open my mind and I open my heart within set boundaries. Not to scare again, but being open psychically again does open both sides of the fence. It's really cool. I get to see things, do things that people can't. On the flip side, I can see things and do things that people can't. I'm not going to go too far into it, but there are positive and negative energies. Some of them trying to harm me, want things from me. Some of them are positive and trying to guide me. And I'm just over here like, yo, what is going on? We'll just chalk it up to another fun life lesson. Clairaudience is one of them, too. That one started coming in. I'm getting pings in certain ears. They say the left one is negative energy or whatever, and they say the right one is positive energy. So if I have a left ear ping, it's either danger or there's negative energy moving through my body. If I hear a right ping, I'm either on the right path or someone is speaking positively of me. And fuck. The scariest part is I did this intentionally. I developed psychic powers on purpose. Once I realized it was possible and true, I did it on purpose. So now, of course, like I said, I'm sitting here beating myself up like, what the hell did I do to myself? And, honestly, this is just personal reference. I would hide the powers as much as possible. Not out of shame and not to hide yourself, but people don't understand and there are people who take advantage of it. As I've said before, I had a friend I was opening up to, and he was trying to use it against me and trying to convince me I didn't have these powers. He would do intuition tests and I would ace them and he would lie about the results, trying to convince me that it wasn't real. So, if you're going to be open about it, be open to people. It changes how they act around you. People get scared of you. People don't want to know you're in their head. And that's why I feel like a bad person. I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm not trying. But as of this point, it's kind of gotten out of my control. Like I said, when you finally learn to let go of control, that's actually what led me here. Because at some point I let go of it and said, alright, I don't care anymore. I don't care, I don't want these abilities. Like I said, I'm even going as far as trying to push it away. But I'm kind of past that point. That's the other scary thing is once you walk through that door, you can't turn it off. You can't go back. Everyone has psychic abilities. I'm not special. I'm just one of them who are learning how to use it and accept it. Everyone can do it. Whether you know it or not, everyone uses a little bit of their psychic abilities every day. We just call it being human. We don't know any better. But the truth be told, intuition. I've spoken about it in many videos. Like, if you ever watched an anime or, particularly animes or cartoons about assassination, like Assassination Classroom or some other ones. What was it? Not Guilty Gear. Full Metal Panic. Full Metal Panic and Assassination Classroom. They talk about honing your intuition, your perception, and your skills to read people's emotions or movements or intent. Like, if somebody wants to harm you or kill you, you can sense that. You can sense their murderous intent. Same thing the animals do. They don't rely on their eyes all the time. They can't always rely on their smell. Sometimes they just feel, freeze, something's here. And they're just like, oh no, something's here. That's intuition. Animals even have it. Yes, animals are partially psychic. I have been talking to them as well. I don't care how effing crazy that sounds. I don't care anymore. But, I can talk to animals too. They have psychic links. So, being able to determine that our Neanderthal brethren, our original, whatever you want to call them, I don't even know if they really existed, but they would be able to sense that. They would sense, nighttime danger, can't go out, get eaten. They would have to learn these skills to survive. Tell when something is stalking them or watching them. The hunter's intuition. That was a load off my chest. I actually feel better. I'll keep you guys more updated. Like I said, there's a lot I'm learning in the background I'm not even telling you about. Can't reveal all of it quite yet. Because again, people like to use it against you. Whether they're afraid of it, or whether they just want to use it. So be discerning if you do open up to people about it. I've made a Discord. I think the link finally works. If not, please let me know. It's a safe haven. It's a safe haven. But again, I'm gonna be on top of it as much as I can be. I guess that's all I have to say. You guys have a great day.